Talking to y'all on this so far pretty beautiful, beautiful day. And besides my hair, a little crazy. Not feeling too bad today. Actually feeling pretty good. One of the coolest things last night was actually being able to, at my school, see and get a photo and autograph from Steve-O from Jackass, which was amazing. Since like that has actually been a big part of my childhood. I was watching that shit way before I was actually allowed to from my parents, but anyway, big fan. Watched got bits and pieces from the show when I could, but that was relatively before me. Mostly I got a lot from the movies and then seeing Jackass 3D with my grandmother and mom in theaters was just amazing sight. People in the audience, and my grandmother was laughing at points. So, what are we going to talk about today? I want to talk about what I would call, from now, the Jackass dilemma, which is something I'm really recognizing that I want to work with when I'm going to be doing some more video stuff, which is Jackass has not been aired. Well, not it probably might have been aired, but it hasn't been produced on TV in a while. They haven't made any new Jackass episodes in a long time. The last official Jackass movie, if you're not counting Bad Grandpa and the other ones that Knoxville worked on, um, Jackass 3D came out like Jesus. It's been a real big while since that one came out too. So you got a question for such a show and such a film franchise, film franchise. Um, how did it? How is it that still someone from that movie? And remember, this is a show and movies that were on relatively near, like they were near the end as I was able to actually start watching them. So this isn't something that was like I grew up like with in terms of, oh, I was a teenager and like becoming like 16, 17 as this stuff was coming out. No, I was way too young to actually be watching this stuff when I did. But how can something like this be attracting people my age and before my age to the level where the event last night completely filled up? It was like 700 something people. They had the whole first floor, people were there, and the balconies like filled out. How could that happen for something that was before a lot of our time, and something that, especially when it was first created, people thought was just a bunch of frivolous garbage that would never amount to anything? How has that had the staying power? And I really wanted to look at this because when I do my ventures for the stuff I want to do on YouTube, like, I would rather grip what Jackass did in terms of staying power than grip something that's considered an amazing, cool thing to begin with and then just gets forgotten. How many times on YouTube do we see those really awesome, well-produced videos or those like really cool things, and then they just fade away? I've seen like so many channels just poof, gone, and everyone forgets. So really, that has been my question. And I think it's been two things. One thing they always mention is the fact of love and friendship, and that the people had on that show for both themselves and their fans. And I recognize that. I recognize that we're currently in a day and age where people care way, way more about views than they do about their content half the time, and the other half the time, especially the people that are around them. They'd rather suck money out from others than they would produce something for the love of producing it and produce something to like really give their audience something awesome. So many times people were just flashing merch 24/7. And it's like, if you remember Jackass, like the older stuff and things like that, there really wasn't merch. Like when it first started out, like yeah, of course when the logo became like a big thing and like yeah, the t-shirts and such like that, but really way back when, this was just guys doing stupid shit, and they wanted to do it to the limit. They'll push themselves as hard as they can on it. So that was it was authentic, and that's authenticity these days is it feels more in short supply, especially when you see people making videos where they're plugging their brand every 10 seconds. Oh, look at this shirt for sale. Oh, look at this for sale. And they're doing the paid for plugs too. So it's just like they're about to do something. Oh, wait, you have to pay a blank amount of money to see this. And it just feels. It doesn't feel like it has that true down to earth grip that the show and the movies really did. And I think that's where the second big point comes in, which is that it was something also that was unique and that you couldn't really find elsewhere. And I think that's the point in why, besides the fact that I am not the best person with, like, fucking around in pain. I fucked some stuff up before accidentally. I'd say football was a bad decision way back, so I've gotten enough head injuries in my life. I'm not someone who's gonna start doing the next Jackass, but for good reason, because while someone might be able to produce the next generation's virgin, it's got to be more just creating something unique that isn't there right now. And yes, I would love to see an authentic Jackass style YouTube show that really gripped what they were dealing with and was really doing the things they did truthfully instead of these stupid prank shows that we're seeing all the time where people are faking pranks and like all this. Like, that's the one thing with Jackass. At the end of the day, you knew what you were going to see was real. And you knew that people were probably going to get hurt, and sometimes people got arrested, and like you knew what you were getting. These days, every time something happens, you got to question, did they fake this? Well, like, or in a lot of cases, how mean the like stunts were. Like, on Jackass, they did dumb things and they ragged on each other hard, but you could tell they at least had that like care and love for each other. Versus on some of these like shows, people literally, it's just this meanness towards each other, like not caring about the people they're doing the pranks on at all. Just this like vehement meanness. Also, too, like not like caring about the people they're doing things with in public. Like, Jackass has done some crazy shit around people, but hell, if you look at the whole freaking clown shit, where people actually were running down with clowns and like fucking chainsaws at points in some of the older videos I watched, it's like, okay, there's a limit to what you can and can't do. And I don't think it's not a limit, I'd say, in what you, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. It's not what you can and can't do. It's really a limit on, like, your intention and the context behind it, because when you're doing things for the craziness and the fun of it, it's going to hit a lot better than if you're just doing things to be a douche. You're just wanting to, like, cause as much trauma on someone as possible because you'll get you views. It's not the way to go. So how do I want to end this? I really just want to say that I'm going to try my best in the videos that I'm going to be making. And yes, I want to have some other channels. This is more just going to be a talking thing for me, this channel. But I want to have some channels where I'm able to really get down and create things that haven't been done much before and be very sincere about it. Not be plugging people every 10 seconds with stupid, crappy merchandise. So yeah, that's what I want to do. And I'm feeling better about this now. I'm feeling better about what I'm doing, so good talking today.